Good morning. Gratitude. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. I just finished this meditative journey. So it looks like today I'm gonna get about 14 or 15 miles in. I've been ranging about that 6 to 7 days a week. As I begin this morning, I am mental health. That's one of those things that I've become really passionate about these days. And that is because it is less talked about yet. It isn't something that's widely known as much as most people would not believe. It is something that in certain cultures is still, it's not really known, but it's hidden. And that is because of the separations of religion and the brain. To many of us, we were raised to just give it all to quote unquote whoever you call upon. For myself, I've had the opportunity to just take myself out of what I was being taught and study different ideologies. I've studied the Quran, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Mormon Bible, the Jewish Bible, studied Scientology, and I study all those things just to kind of give me a broad view. And I also realized that a lot of us, our mental illness is coming from being closed-minded. We live in a society right about now that is thriving in intellect. Doesn't matter where you are, you have one of these things in your hand, a cell phone. I'm just in my 50s, we don't even have this 30 years ago. And if we do have it 30 years ago, there's only so far it can go. But these days, things are just so widely opened. Absolutely amazing. I cannot believe it myself. But yet, we still want to cling on to the one story that was actually at its best at the time, which is still at its best, but certain written contents needs to be changed and bring into modern days. Yes. Certain content need to be changed and bring into our modern day society to be able to relate properly. Mental illness is just so unique that the one thing that we're also not ready to do, because we have that thing called freedom, is one of the many things to cure those diseases, I'm saying for me, is staying away from drinking and smoking, watching certain food that you eat. Many of us don't really have mental illness, it's just from anxiety and because of the type of drugs that we get engaged in. But those things are yet to be mentioned. We could also not bash drugs because there's a reason why it's in the culture, in our culture. And I mean culture, when I say culture, the human culture. I'm not just saying one specific individual identity, I'm just talking about the whole culture. So there is a reason why alcohol and drugs is in our culture. But those two things have, tied to religion has caused a lot of damage. I wouldn't say damage. I would say has caused some type of trouble. So that, the drugs, the alcohol, religion, and money has caused some form of conflict. Even though religion has a conflict that has caused among human beings for years, but religion is actually stepping out of it. So the real conflict that we have most of the time has a lot to do with drugs, alcohol, and money. Those three things. What we need them. So those are the real things that's actually really not culture at the moment. And that really is costing a lot. And that is actually leading to mental health, whether we want to accept it or not. And those things at the same time can heal mental health. So it's like the yin and the yang at this moment. We need all of these things. But you also have to be sensible enough to know that, okay, for some, I got asked a question the other day, why didn't I drink? I told them I don't know how to drink. I don't know how to drink one beer, so why should I drink 50 beers when I know when I drink 50 beers, I get intoxicated? Why don't I smoke? I don't know how to smoke. Why should I smoke 20 weed? Let me say weed. When I know it's gonna make me. So if I know what these things are going to do to me, so the proper way to do it is to avoid it, because I know I have no control of it. So anything that you cannot control of, you don't try to control it, because it will control you. And I think a lot of those places is where our mental illness derives from. A lot of our mental illness come from lack of love. And that's why it's very important for everyone to get checked on that, because anytime you carry your own mental illness everywhere with you, we are not doing nothing. We are giving birth to mental illness, because the way we talk to one another through love, the way we judge oneself, we're very judgmental. The moment we have a little nice job, nice money, we become the creator of mental illness. A lot of time, what comes out of our mouth has what put other people into some form of depression. Everybody's not equipped to take certain derogatory word. So each time we speak to somebody, we talk down on them, we are creating mental illness. And that is because we are suffering from those type of things. I always hear people talk about homeless people, let's feed them, let's do this. From my experience, most people that are volunteer at a homeless shelter are people who are hiding behind something. But it makes them feel good to actually go out and say, okay, I'm helping people. That's also another thing again. So those type of things, if you are just helping just to get self-gratification, it's just not going to help. And I can say this because I have lived in the shelter. And when I lived in the shelter, I wasn't what you call someone that suffers from mental health. Because at that time, I've reached a stage in my life where all I tend to do at the moment is get up, read, meditate. I was running 200 miles a week. I get up and do yoga every day. So it was actually shocking that how could somebody that lives in a shelter do all these things. So what I've actually realized that most of the volunteers that I've come across, they suffer for something mentally, whether it's obesity, I'm just being frowned, but they can hide behind that type of feelings, and that is because we have looked upon spirituality as a certain code of dressing. When you dress really nice and you flash money, it means you understand the meaning of consciousness and God. So that being said, mental illness has a lot to do with self-love. When you practice self-love and you truly, truly love yourself, we can heal mental illness together. You know, when you practice self-love and non-judgment, we are still judging a book by its color. Yes, we still are. Until we get rid of that ideology, mental illness, it's just gonna stay. May you find peace, love. Another beautiful day today. What can I say? I am lustful, I am grateful. Voice says the touch. for waking up this